September the 17th, 2015. I should say if f of x equals this messy thing, negative 3 x minus 2 squared plus 5, find a f of 3 minus f of 2. All right, now when I was going through homework take up with people at lunch or after school or whatever yesterday, there was a fundamental thing that was missed in yesterday's lesson that a lot of people missed. When I say f of 3, can somebody tell me what that means? It means two things. Can somebody tell me one of the two things it means, please? Go ahead. Good. So what this actually means is, this is the y value, or the output, when x equals 3. And that would have helped you in your homework. Not knowing that would have made your homework impossible when we get to the graphs that I gave you last night. So there were some graphs. You need to like read numbers off the graph. If you didn't know that f of 3 meant the y value when x is 3, you were totally done. Okay? How to actually find what f of 3 is? Somebody else, please. You want to do the raise your hand once game? No, go ahead. Right on. Okay, so I'm going to say f of 3, I'm going to do these separately, is going to be negative 3 bracket 3 minus 2 squared plus 5. Also, before I continue, somebody said yesterday they are having a hard time keeping up the notes because my giant haircut is preventing them from seeing the blackboard, okay? If that's the case and you need me to pause and tell a joke while you're copying down, please do so, because I don't want you guys to get behind. And I apologize to this half of the class, because that'll be the ones that are having difficulty with that. All right, can somebody be brave and show off their calculator skills, please? Karina, go ahead.
Well, you want to do the, okay, equal negative 3 bracket 3 minus 2 bracket 3 minus 2. Wouldn't you want to do that in formula?
You could do that. But because they're numbers, we can just use Begmas, right? And we can just do 3 minus 2 is 1. And this one is probably easier to do. You'll still get the same numbers for FOIL it, right? But that's a lot easier to calculate, because I can do 1 squared in my head quite easily, which is 1. So this turns into negative 3 plus 5, which equals 2.
So what are you shooting for, the physical variable?
If there's a variable in it, yeah. Because you can't combine, like, you know what I mean? You can't combine that. Okay. Please be brave and ask. Please be brave and ask. If you can FOIL, that's okay. Alexander, okay? Oh, because just 1 squared is 1, right? It is multiplying, right? So what I did, hold on a sec, please, guys. Okay. So what I just did was 1 squared is 1, right? Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. And then negative 3 plus 5 is just 2. So please ask on stuff like that if I'm going, if I'm not being clear, okay? Okay, so I have f of 3. Can I get someone else to tell me how to do f of 2, please? Luke, go. Right on, okay? So it's going to be, except for instead of subbing in 3, I'm going to sub in 2 this time, right? And I intentionally tried to choose numbers that were nice. Okay, can someone skip 100 steps and tell me how I do this then, very, very quickly? Taylor. Yeah, how'd you get 5? Yeah, this just cancels out, right? Negative 3 times 0. So f of 2 just equals 5. Okay, please be brave and ask before I continue. So is that a question or a stretch? Or an answer? You can give me the next answer in about 10 seconds. Now please be brave and ask, okay guys, I want from 100% understanding of this stuff. I was showing, I erased it, but I could, maybe when I hit pause, I'll show you my calculus lesson or my advanced functions lesson, which is grade 12. This is all the stuff you do as f of x. It's the entire course, every single example, okay? So this is a fundamental thing to know how to do. Yes?
So, it's what x is 3.
Right on. So this would be, in this case, if you wanted to graph this, that would be 3 comma 2, right? X equals, f of 3 equals 2 means the coordinate 3 comma 2. Your x is 3, your y is 2. Very good. Okay. All right, can somebody tell me how to finish this one off? Tori, go.
F3 minus F2.
Now, Matt was asking me before class started, he said, can I just do that as f of 1? Because like f of 3 minus f of 2 is f of 1. What does f of 1 mean again, please? Anybody here, what does f of 1 mean? So Sharon, go ahead.
When the function has x equals 1.
Right, so it's the value of the function or the y value when x equals 1. That's not necessarily the same as the third point minus the second point. It could be, right, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Like, this is comparing two y values. If you do 3 minus 2, that's just comparing two x values. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, sort of okay? I hope. Yeah, go ahead, Troy. Or sort of there. So this is going to be the change between the two y values. Okay, it's just going to be the y value at 3 minus the y value. Think of this as like Q and slope. That's what heading to, right? This is like y2 minus y1. Yeah, the one step would be. All right, here we go. Letter B. Okay, I want somebody new here again. So if you already raised your hand, for all those hand raisers, you're out. Can I get a new hand raiser? Chris Weed, to raise their hand and give me the first step here. Go ahead.
F bracket 3x plus 3
Yeah.
equals negative 3 bracket 3x plus 1 bracket squared plus 5.
Good. I'm going to just do this first, though, if you don't mind. Okay, so Chris said, very good. Chris said 3x plus 1. I'm just going to show it like this so people can see what happened there. What I did was, for my original function over here, I took this, I replaced x in the original function with 3x plus 3. So everything else is the same. The negative 3 is still the same, the bracket's still the same. The x changes to 3x plus 3, with the negative 2 still the same, the bracket squared, everything else. So far so good? Okay, and Chris already gave you the next step, so I'll write that on the board too. And then I'm going to pick on someone or ask for a volunteer. I'll ask for volunteers again. To show off their foiling skills, please. Yeah, go ahead, please.
So I squared 3x plus 1, so that would be 9x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 1.
Good. I'm not ready to, but yeah, you're exactly right. So what Alistair said was you have to square that, so that's going to be 9x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 1, and that's called foiling, right? So right, 3x plus 1 times 3x plus 1. I'm going to pick on REA here because he said in his homework last night he skipped a lot of steps, so that's fine. Okay, I'm not going to be super picky on that, okay, but as long as you can get something close to the right answer. If you want to skip this and go right from there, that's okay. Okay. Okay, can somebody neaten that up because that's looking a little yucky, please. So we're low on volunteers here, please. Because people new. Go ahead.
Just do the 3.
Yeah.
Minus squared plus 6. We can take that one out now.
Well, we can do that on the next step, but that's okay. Let's just neaten that up. Okay, so for the quiet majority of the class that hasn't volunteered, if you don't volunteer, I'm going to volunteer you. You better raise your hand. All right. James Campbell. You show off your multiplication skills, please. Go ahead.
Alright, negative 27 x squared.
Yeah.
Minus 18x.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus 5, which is equal to negative 27 squared minus 18x plus 2. Now, this is just an algebra exercise. That's what this is right now. Okay, eventually I'll deal with transformations of graphs and all that, but this early into the course is just for algebra. That's all this is right now. Yeah, go ahead.
You don't care if we do it a different way?
No, as long as you get the same answer. Probably what I was doing, Alistair told me to go do it this way. I would probably have done negative 3 times this. That's what I probably would have done. Right?
That's
You know,
also not what it is.
that's okay. Whatever way you want to do it, as long as you get the answer at the end of the page. It's like, I always make the joke about skiing down a hill. That's how algebra works. Let's say you're Noah Solinger, you'll take the Black Diamond, ski trail down here. If you're Mr. Savvy, you'll take the bunny trail of algebra, to get down to the bottom of the hill too, right? As long as you both get to the same spot, that's all we want to do for algebra, okay? So, that's fine. That's still the higher, we'll dip one of the black diamonds, or something worse than that. Looks like the killer one else is on black diamond. Double black diamond. Oh, unmarked trail, yeah. That's like when you're flying from the helicopter and get dropped on the top of the mountain. Okay, that's, yeah, you can do that too.
Or a cat.
Okay. Let's go here. All right. Are most people okay with this? Is just an algebra question. That's all this is. The basic fundamental thing here is just changing the x to this and then solve with algebra. Okay? Are we okay on the algebra calculation there? Yes? Okay, letter C. Now, Matt, I'm picking on you right now. So I'm going to write it on the board and we're going to explain to the class the steps I take to do this one. Matt, what are the steps I take to do this one? Yeah, okay. So the 3 steps, if you remember from yesterday, are number 1, do f of x plus 5. Number 2, you're going to multiply by 2. And number 3, you're going to subtract 3. If you don't want to do it this way, if you want to have one giant equation, do it, as long as you get the right answer at the end. Okay? Who is going to be my victim? Lauren is going to be my victim here. Lauren, can you give me the first step here?
I did it with the huge long equation.
Oh my goodness.
And I find that easier.
Alright. Lauren's going to do the big equation. Give me the big long equation then.
So you do like the square brackets.
Okay. Yeah.
And then 2.
Yeah.
And then a regular
Yeah.
bracket.
Okay.
Negative 3x bracket x plus 5 equal to bracket squared plus 5 bracket equal to 3 and then the square.
Very good. Okay. Let's do what happened in red here. So what she did is, yeah, and she did it the direct way, okay. So this is the 2 part. This is f of x plus 5. That's your 2 and that's your minus 3. Right, that's what else would happen. Okay. Please be brave and ask, because this is something you're definitely going to see in your test, because I love this, and you need it. It's fundamental for the rest of this course and grade 12 in First University. Now, if you want to do it my way, you can do that too. So my way is just to do this part, right in the middle, and then at the end multiply by 2, and at the end minus 3. Okay, that'll work too. No comments? Only just terrified. Don't be afraid, you can do this. All right, Hannah, what is x plus 5 minus 2 equal to?
X plus 3.
Good. So just like we're doing bed mass again here, right? We're going to start on the inside and work your way out, right? Okay, so you're starting with the inside bracket and you're just going to work all the way out. Okay, Owen, since you've been sitting back there so quietly, how do you deal with x plus 3 squared? Very good. Okay, so it's going to equal 2, negative 3, x plus 3, and x plus 3. Awesome, wonderful, terrific. All right, Thomas, how do you deal with that negative 3x plus 3x plus 3? What should you do? Oh, sorry. The question was, slow down for 1 second. Negative 2, because we just did 5 minus 2 is 3. Right? So just 5 minus. Because otherwise you get a 3 by 3. And sorry, Thomas, go ahead.
Can you make it make the 2x plus 3 into x squared minus 6?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm going to show how you got that, but that is right. Which is 2 bracket. Okay, so this is just algebra, that's all we're doing now, right? It's just good algebra at this point. All right, Julia, what do I do next, please, if anything? Yeah, multiply negative 3 in, right? So it's going to be 2 bracket, what is that, negative 3x squared minus 18x minus 27 plus 5 minus 3, and I'll finish it from here. Don't mind. Now, if you do not like that method, okay, this in the brackets that I'm going to underline in green, that is, I'll put an arrow here if you need to, that's just what f of x plus 5 is what's underlined in green. Okay, so what I did after that was I times it by 2 like I said I was going to, and then I subtracted 3 like I said I was going to. Alright, so you can either do it all in one step like Lauren asked me to do, or you can do it in 3 steps. It's still the same math. Nothing really changes. Okay. Are we okay on the algebra before we get to the homework take-up? Because this is just good algebra practice, and as a math teacher, I love algebra, so I guarantee you'll get one like this on your test. I love algebra. Not for a while. Not this Tuesday or Tuesday after. So not, you know what I'm saying? Not, you don't have to study this weekend, you can study the next weekend. Okay. All right. Sort of okay before I move on. I pause the video and take a break. I'm going to take up the homework then in a moment. Oh, 16 minutes.